Hey everyone, welcome to the Love Your Body podcast. On today's episode, I am going to talk a little bit about something that I have been going through with my clients, like I have been telling them about and keeping it under wraps because if you know me, I'm very superstitious. And so it's always so funny. They're like, just tell us. And I'm like, I really just, I don't know. I feel like if I talk about it beforehand, it never happens. And seriously, my track record, if I tell someone about something, like, even a week before, like, it somehow just falls through, doesn't even happen, doesn't come to fruition, and it's just crazy. So, I've always said now, until I get a contract, like, I'm not talking about it. So, what had happened was I've done some work with Shape Magazine, um, over the past year and a half, right? So they did a Shape Magazine article, became a Shape Squad instructor, which was great, and really cool because for those of you that don't know, they had a bunch of instructors from all over. So I'm talking like people in California, New York, Texas, like all over, teaching virtual classes to their followers, and they have 1 million followers. And to be the first Shape Squad instructor in Nashville was such a huge honor. It was just so awesome. And so basically I was like, yeah, like let's go. And that came to fruition because of my tire flip video, but also from when I worked in Vermont at this all women's healthy living resort. I met a girl there. I made an impact on her. And basically remained friends. And she was like, you need to reach out to editor in chief of Shea Magazine. Here's her email. And I was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. So from there, it's been a collaborative effort, right? And they loved what I did with Shape Squad. I taught my lower body blast at Nissan Stadium, taught my upper body blast at the Place Nashville, that's on 5th and Broadway. I taught my killer core workout at Connect Nashville. So I made these really great, places and did these great workouts and exciting and fun, which was so cool. And so from there, I was kind of like thinking about, I don't know, 3 months ago, it came to my head. I was like, man, I really need to do something with shape again. Like, we did the article talking about my life and about, how I overcame body dysmorphia and then in turn came the Nashville Strongest Woman, right? And which was really cool. And so that article was great and still live on their site and in my link in my bio. So you can always check that out if you want to learn more about me. But yeah, so basically, I am sitting there and I am, yeah, I don't know. I'm just talking about like, I'm singing in my head, like I'm trying to manifest. Okay. So I'm basically telling myself, okay, like what could we partner with? And then I just couldn't really come up with anything. And I was like, you know what? Just leave it. Just put it out there that you want to do something with them. Well, I get this email and I'm driving one day to get this email and all I see in the headline is, it popped up. It said, paid collaboration, and there's like shape connection or something. And I was like, what in the world? So I open it up. Okay. In this email, it's like, I don't even know. I just read through it real quick and I see in like the paid amount and I'm like, whoa, that's a lot of zeros. Okay. So I'm like, what is this? And you got to understand, I am very choosy about my brands. I'm very choosy about like, I have people hit me up all the time wanting me to like rep their stuff and they'll just send me free product. I don't need a bunch of free product I'm never going to use or that I don't care about. Okay. And I have brands that reach out like with, for like pre-workouts and stuff. Well, I don't need that. I don't need to promote that. I have my own. So, and I have my own energy booster. So for me, I really am careful about that because a lot of people think influencers are like, oh, well, they're, repping like the $5 off code in the bio and, and all these things, whatever. And I'm like, I would rather work personally with a sponsor, like with the business, have them come to my events, represent them, talk about them, like actually have like real people versus like, here's a product, you should like buy it. Right. So basically, I get that email, so I immediately call the woman because I'm like, is this a fake thing? Because I get a lot of scams too, a lot of fake stuff going on. So I was like, okay, let's see what this is about. And she was like, "Oh, hi, Danny. Like, so nice to hear from you." She's like, yeah, actually, you were referred to us through Shea Magazine, and this is like a branding company." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And she said, "Yeah, they picked. We asked them to pick because we coincide and we do like paid collaborations with brands that we have partnerships with, and Shape sends us some of their like best, most influential fitness instructors, and we had them pick their top 3 Shape Squad instructors, and you were one of them." I literally am on the phone, like, beaming, okay? Like, I don't know. I think I just came from recording a podcast. So I was already feeling good, and I'm driving back to Nashville. It's a sunny day. And I'm like, what? And so I'm just sitting here like, for real? Because you got to understand, guys, when I say this, like, these other influencers, like, and especially the 2 that I just saw because the campaign is live now. You probably saw me post about it this past Friday. So the biggest thing is I saw these 2 influencers, whatever. they have upwards of 200,000 followers. Okay. They are like, I mean, I'm not saying that everyone that has that many followers is like big time, but in the fitness world, like it kind of differentiates you a little bit when you are up onto that level. And so it's almost like a, well, what, it at least for me intrigues me. Like, okay, well, what do you do? How are you different? Are you different? So I was just like, oh my gosh. And I didn't know who the influencers were that they picked up until the straight squad instructors until just like the other day. So anyway, so, like, she says this, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, okay, that's so cool, whatever." She's like, "Yeah, I will send you over the contract and, like, let's go." So, so I keep it under wraps. Well, I get the contract, we're going back and forth with stuff, and then, like, I had to do, like, they're doing an article. So all I had to do was do a post in my feed, and this is a paid collaboration with Smoothie King. So if you saw my post, that's what that is. So it was like an in feed and, like, a story post, and then, a little, like, a quote or whatever for the article about, like, just having a healthy lifestyle. And I was like, "This is the coolest thing ever." And I was just so excited because it's like, okay, when I first started my healthy lifestyle journey, you gotta understand, I was at UT Knoxville, kind of still having some confidence issues, whatever, and I don't really know in terms of food. I'm, like, getting the movement down. I don't really know with food what to have. So, I'm teaching classes down at the bottom of the T-Rex, in Knoxville. It's where the recreational center, and you have to walk up the stairs to get, out of the building. Well, there's a Smoothie King there. Okay. So for me, not really knowing what to have, I'm like, yeah, give me the biggest, largest smoothie you got. Protein, gladiator, like bam, like let's like throw some peanut butter in there. Yes, right. Okay. Not knowing that, like, until one day I was sitting there and this big dude who'd just been working out, he was like, yeah, get me a gladiator or whatever the smoothie king was, the smoothie was. And the guy goes, yeah, I need that 2,000 calories real quick. What? Like, I was like, "Oh, no," and so for me, I was like, "I've been drinking this, like, smoothie," but okay, again, I think he put some extra stuff in there, but I was just like, yeah, so can I get, like, a Slim and Trim strawberry smoothie? We good with that?" Okay, cool. So it was just so funny. So anyway, now they have actually come out with their, weight management line, okay? So they have, like, a keto, they have a Slim and Trim, they have, like, this other one as well. So, like, 3 different ones, and so basically what I did for the picture was I went and got, like, a smoothie because that's what I used to drink, after that whole incident happened, throughout my, healthy lifestyle journey while I was living in Knoxville. And just because it was easy, get a protein shake on the go right after a workout. It was just the easiest thing for me. I didn't have a blender in college. So I didn't do that on my own. So it was a good, like, start and a good way of me looking at, like, actually acknowledging, like, what calories were and, like, when I needed to have a protein shake in, like, the benefits of having it right after my workout versus just the middle of the day, just different things, right? So it was so cool to be like, this is so full circle of like, oh my gosh, like I've been like, again, I didn't drink Smoothie King in Vermont, and like, moving forward when I was in Franklin, so just there wasn't one around me and stuff, so I didn't think about it or anything. So it had been a while, so when I went in there, it felt so nostalgic. It felt like I was back in college, and if I could have told myself 9 years ago that homegirl, you're just over here trying to pick out a smoothie, you're kinda insecure in your body, you're teaching these group fitness classes and whatever, and, like, you don't really know, like, who you are yet, and to tell you that, like, in a few years or, whatever, you're going to be being like, you're gonna be paid by this brand to post a photo with their product. I was like, I don't even know if I would have believed me. I would have been like, and for this much money, okay? I would have been like, what? Like, I just don't think I could have imagined it. So it was just so crazy cool. And I had been manifesting because, like, in terms of like money and stuff, like with like taxes and things, I was like, oh my gosh, like I need to be prepared and all these things with renovations in my house. And so again, I was putting it out there of like manifesting these things. Like first it was shape, then it was kind of like the money stuff. And so when you really look at it, like it's just so crazy the power of positive thinking, right? And everyone, always chalks up and rolls their eyes. They're like, "Oh, it just happened, did it, because of this and that, whatever, good timing and all these things." And I'm like, you know, I don't know, whatever you want to chalk it up to. I really do think that, like, by manifesting, putting out there what you want, the universe will give it back to you in some way, form, or fashion. and I would have never thought this would be the way that it would be given back. And so I am just like so excited and so thankful that they refer like Shape Magazine referred me, and even thought that like out of those Shape Squad instructors that like I was one of the best ones that they had. That was the biggest part ever. Like they could have told me that like I'm not even getting paid for this and I still probably would have done it. But like just that knowing that they picked me out of the, like, thousands of people that they've worked with in the past with for fitness, as their Shape Squad instructors, it's just like and that have way more followers on Instagram, way more probably knowledge in their craft, right? Like, or, like, older, whatever. Like, it's just or are more mainstream or more well-known or whatever, right? It didn't matter. They saw something in me. They loved what I did, my hard work of finding different locations and, like, putting on a good class, even when I was in pain and couldn't feel my leg, right? And being 30 pounds heavier. Like, again, it none of that mattered. Like, it was just that I did great work and I was working, and I was fighting for what I want, and they saw that and we're so hype about it that I still was on their mind. Like, that was the specialist part about all of this. So, it's just the money on top of that is awesome. But yes, I wanted to share that with you guys, and if you saw my post, like, if you didn't get to a chance, like, please, like, go like it, comment, whatever. But it's just about, like, kinda how you, like, rule the day is what their slogan is. Mine's "Fight for what you want." Same kind of idea. Like, how do you go about your day? Like, what are some things that help you? And as we've always talked about Dandy Fitness, good movement, good fuel, positivity, right? And if Smoothie King is something where, like, especially if they're like like they don't have in this weight management line, they don't have added sugars, which is great. So you have the natural sugars from like strawberries and blueberries and fruit and whatever, but there's no added now. And you can make it as clean as you need to. So again, I think it's really cool that they even are, like, doing that and doing this whole campaign. And did I mention that the campaign is 60K 60 day, 60K. So, essentially, you can win $60,000. So, probably should have started with that. Um, so if you go to that, you have till June, I think, 3rd. So, go look at my post, and you can see in my story post and in my highlight reel, on there, it says, like, Influencer 2022. Go click on that. Go click the website, and when you go into that, you can literally, get all the details about it. I think you have to, like, download their app, guys. It's super simple, like, and then you'll, like, be entered to win $60,000. So, I mean, do that, go get you a smoothie, have fun, fight for what you want Friday kind of vibe, Wednesday, whatever, whatever day you're going and doing your deal and you're kind of busy and maybe you didn't get time to prep and stuff. I'd rather you go have a smoothie from Smoothie King, Slim and Trim or whatever, keto, whatever one you want to get, than a Snickers bar or, just going to have that full pizza or whatever, because you got so hungry and you didn't eat all day, right? So again, it's not about eliminating foods necessarily or eliminating things, but just figuring out like how do they work in your everyday life. And there's a time and a place for everything. So anyway, but yeah, but I hope you guys, if one of you win, would love for you to, share any of the prize money with me. That'd be great. Like a 10%. Can I do that for posting about this and everything? But no, for real. I just I'm really excited and it really meant a lot. So of course, as always, like, thank you so much to Shape Magazine for everything you've done so far in this partnership and collaboration. It really has meant a lot. And thank you to everyone else behind the scenes and the media company and everything that also talked to me and worked this out. Was our bridge and communicator to Smoothie King. Thank you so much. Her name's Lauren, and so that was awesome working with her as well. So I am just thrilled, and yeah, I'm hoping that there's more to come with this, and it will just continue to grow. And I'm really excited. So anyway, until next time, guys.